Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. This is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Chris Kringle, Katrina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we've got Jingle Bells, Joel.
Hey guys, what's up?
All right, so we are here to review a fan film this time around. We have had the creator of this series on the show before, Dave McRae. And it is a Black Christmas unofficial sequel. It's called It's Me, Billy. There was chapter 1 that came out a couple years ago, and then we have chapter 2 recently released to YouTube. So we wanted to talk about chapter 2 and talk about kind of the whole sequel of chapter 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that. So Joel, can you tell us who is a part of this one?
All right, so this one stars Victoria Miro. She is Sam. She was in one episode of Brian Mack Get to Life, one episode of Homicide: Hours to Kill, and one episode of Paranormal Survivor. And then we've got Lisa Kovac. She's Jess. She was in 2 episodes of Seek No Evil, A Song for Us, and The Taste for Blood.
Okay.
And then we've got Lynn Griffin, who is Nancy. She was in the original Black Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
She was in Thanksgiving, and she was in Dream House. And this was written by Dave McRae. And he wrote shorts like Haddonfield Reaper, The Boogeyman, and The Intruder, all shorts. And then also Bruce Dale is another writer. He wrote Haddonfield Reaper, the short, A Conversation, and Living Each Day, which are both shorts. And this was directed by Dave McRae, who directed Halloween Lurking. It was a short. He likes Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think that's how I first heard of him from you.
Yep.
Is that
That's
how you
I
first
found
heard him? Yeah.
Limbo, which was a short, and The Boogeyman, which was a short. And also Bruce Dale also directed it, who directed Haddonfield Reaper, The Unknown Revisited, which is short, and Living Each Day, which was also a short. So,
okay, cool. So chapter 2, the description here: Jess is alive. Hidden deep within the walls of Jess Bradford's mansion lies the evidence that will exonerate her former boyfriend, Peter Smythe, and expose the real 1974 Bedford killers. Picking up immediately where chapter 1 ended, Sam and her grandmother, now trapped and alone, must fight back against the clutches of Christmas evil before they're swallowed by its darkness.
Oh man.
It's Me, Billy, chapter 2 is a not-for-profit fan and tribute film. And this
What are you doing?
it's part of the synopsis. Sequel to 2021 film It's Me, Billy, a Black Christmas fan film. So yes, it is the sequel to It's Me, Billy, and which is
it's not a sequel. It's chapter
part 2.
So they're supposed to be together, like it's one story. So
yeah, they're each about 40 to 45 minutes long. So it comes together as a full length film if you put them together. And they are both, I believe, 50 years. Yeah, 50 years after the original Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't know, is about a murderer who lives in the attic of a sorority home, and he goes and picks off the sorority sisters kind of one by one. And we learn, or we can assume, that his name is Billy, based off of the phone calls that he makes, where he mentions that name among many other things that he says.
Yeah.
And Agnes is also a mentioned name in the
Mhm.
phone calls. Very good movie, Black
Mhm.
Christmas. If you haven't
Oh, yeah.
seen it and you're a horror fan, it has a lot of what Halloween ends up using as far
Mhm.
as like atmosphere and camera work and things like that. And it came before Halloween.
Mhm.
So check it out if you haven't seen it, and then watch these.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chapter 1, I really liked. We
Mhm.
had.
Did we review chapter 1?
You weren't a part of it. We didn't review it specifically. Dave came on the show a few years ago
Mhm.
when it came out, and we talked with him about it. So it wasn't like its own episode. It was like an interview and
Mhm.
discussion on chapter
Okay.
1. But I know me and Joel really liked it.
Yeah.
And I showed it to you,
Mhm.
and you liked it.
Yeah.
And it was so impressive because it's a fan film and it's on
Mhm.
YouTube. Like you don't think of like high quality stuff
Yeah.
on YouTube, and it's very professionally done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't feel like a fan film.
Yeah.
It
Mhm.
felt like a film from that would be in the franchise.
Yeah.
Like it really they did a great job with the atmosphere. In the first one, I loved in like chapter 1. I loved the atmosphere of it, that feel that you get, very similar to how they do Black Christmas.
Mhm.
The like even just like the opening scene in the snow and
Mhm.
everything, and
Yeah.
the contrast of what's going on and the Christmas aspect of
Yeah.
it, you know.
Mhm.
I think that they really paid great homage to that in
Yeah.
chapter 1. That was something that I noticed. I liked the atmosphere better in chapter 1 than chapter 2.
Yeah.
It felt very different. Because chapter 2, like the synopsis says, starts in the basement.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so it's much darker
Mhm.
and like there's a few scenes where you get the Christmas feel, but not as heavy on this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, we get Billy, killing off Sam, he didn't kill off Sam in the first one, but her friends. Sam
Mhm.
is Jess's granddaughter. Jess
Yeah.
is the survivor of Black Christmas, and she recently passed away in chapter 1, and Sam was going to visit her home
Mhm.
with a couple friends on Christmas Eve.
To spend like, wasn't it gonna be that they were selling the house and so it was her last Christmas at the house before they sold it or something?
Something like that. Or no, I think she was inheriting it.
Oh, was
I don't
she?
know.
Yeah, I think she was.
remember.
I didn't
Right,
watch chapter 1 with chapter 2, which I probably should have. I just pretty much just watched chapter 2. But like I
think
knew
she
enough of.
inherited it.
Yeah, I think she did inherit the
Okay.
house, which is why
Okay.
they were going there to sort of see it before or show her friends the house. But yeah, I do remember. It has been a little while since I've seen chapter 1, but I watched it a few times since the first time, and I do like the atmosphere, and it does feel very much like a Black Christmas movie, which I did appreciate a lot. And I thought the acting was really good for like a fan made film. For me, the acting was better in the chapter 1 than it was in chapter 2. You kind of double and triple the amount of people that they have in this movie, because it was only like 4 people in the entire chapter 1.
Yeah.
But then you've got like more people in this one, so with more people in a fan-made film, sometimes comes horror acting from people.
Yeah.
Because there's more of them I don't know. But so there were some moments in chapter 2 that felt very melodramatic. Like I was watching a episode of Law and Order or something. It just,
Yeah.
it was
I could see that. Yeah.
And chapter 2 kind of got away from the horror of
Yeah.
that chapter 1 was. And I know it's supposed to be together. It's not its own thing. You're supposed to watch chapter 1 and chapter 2 together to get the full effect. So I don't really judge it on that, just because it's not all horror movies are horror throughout.
Yeah.
And so if you separate them, then one part will feel more horror than the other. So, but there was definitely less horror in this one.
Yeah, more action.
Yeah,
Well,
more action
and more
action
suspense
sto-
building, I guess.
yeah, and like for me, I don't know Black Christmas that well. I wouldn't consider myself like one of the fans that this is made for. And so I think that this is definitely a very, very heavily a fan film. And there was a lot of background stuff being talked about, like what you're referring to, Joel, like where like some of it felt like Law and Order kind of like scenes,
kind of vibes.
Yeah, I could see that because like that part is like kind of giving voice to the how it connects with the and kind of paying homage to the original of like we're going back to this original story. And I feel like I kind of wish I would have watched the actual original before watching this to kind of understand some of those references better.
Yeah, it kind of chapter 2 kind of became a more of a like I'm trying to take down Billy and Agnes. I feel like it treated them too much to me like people. Like I don't want Billy and Agnes to be seen as like just people who are now going to go to prison or something. Like they're just evil, like almost like a Michael Myers kind of thing to me. Billy was always mysterious, and he was always like, "What's up with this guy?" And I feel like they kept that in chapter 1, and he was more revealed, and especially Agnes was more revealed in chapter 2. I thought there was definitely suspense. I thought, that a lot of that was good. I liked the whole one of the kills was pretty cool. But honestly, I think chapter 1 should have been more of the end. I think having that scene where you figure out that it's Agnes who's helping her get away, and her friend is in the trunk or in the back with the bag over her and stuff. At the end where Sam doesn't know it, but we know it. I thought that was a cool way to end it. And then just take out the whole basement scene where she sees that her grandma is alive and everything, which was like kind of like a mid-credit scene for the chapter 1. Take that out and just end it where, like I said.
So what about if chapter 2, parts of chapter 2 were earlier than the chapter 1 stuff?
I think that could work. I think if they're going to release a full length, I think they should put some of the exposition and investigative stuff that's going on with Nancy, I think.
Yeah.
You said?
Yeah, I think it's Nancy.
Somewhere mixed in with chapter 1 would be better, because then you're kind of getting more of a balance. And it's not like all at once this whole investigation thing is happening and she's showing up at the house, and it's not all jammed into one half of the movie. It's kind of sprinkled in.
I
think that could work.
And the timing for for that happening felt a little off.
Mhm.
And maybe just because like you already felt so like heightened and like alert and ready from
Yeah.
chapter 1, and so then it's like it brought it down.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I feel like kind of mixing it in
Mhm.
to the location of, but I can understand that feeling of wanting Billy to stay a mystery.
Mhm.
Because the whole thing about Black Christmas is it's those phone calls are so
Yeah, there was no phone
creepy.
calls.
Mhm.
So that was
Like we got to
Well, no,
see
but-
Billy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so we got to hear him and like see the interaction with him and
Yeah,
Agnes.
I guess there was on the
Mhm.
phone.
Yeah.
Like, there was something, but
Yeah.
nothing like what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't as
Well,
extreme
and
as
I think
was hoping for.
and I think the creepiness of the phone calls is partly because it is such a mystery of who Billy
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, all we
But
get
I
to
mean,
see of him
at
is
the
like
same
his
time-
eye.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, for the first film, that's really all you get to see.
Yeah.
In chapter 1, we got to kind of see like a silhouette, kind of. We knew he had long hair.
Yeah.
You know, we got to see him rocking in the chair.
Yeah.
But we never got to see really any of his face. And I feel like even in chapter 1, it was like, okay, that's enough. I don't want to see anything else of
More,
him,
yeah.
you know?
At the same time, the title is It's Me, Billy.
Yeah.
So maybe that clues you into like the
Well,
fact
he
that we're
says
gonna
that
get
on
to
the
know.
phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's...
See, this is where I'm now, am I reading this correctly though that Dave McRae is Billy in the movie?
Yes.
The voice.
The voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not the
Yeah.
name.
okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, wow, he really disguised himself.
Yeah, no, he does the voice. He's a voice actor, so he does
Mhm.
the voices on the phone and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you know, it shows so much promise for Dave and
Yeah.
Dale. I know that they talk to us about you know, some stuff that they might have in the future going on. So
Mhm.
I hope that works out, because I think
Yeah.
especially Dave, I don't know Dale, but he has such a good mind for direction and
Yeah.
storytelling and stuff, and he definitely brought the atmosphere to this that you want
Mhm.
for a
Mhm.
Black Christmas film. I mean, there was 2 remakes and neither of them were good.
Oh my gosh.
One of them
yeah.
was okay, but
One. Yeah. Yeah.
the other one was
One of them makes the other one look amazing.
Well, and yeah, even this, like, it's, you know, it's a fan made YouTube
yeah.
film.
Mhm.
And yeah, so much to me, just so much better than, I mean, I don't know if I've seen both the remakes, but I know I've
I
seen
don't-
that one.
Yeah, you haven't seen the earlier one.
Yeah, and this one, it's just that he really does a fabulous job at. He has so many ideas of where to go with the story and how to continue it, and to really pay respect to the original movies.
Yeah.
It's really awesome. I'm excited. I hope he does continue to do more stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope
With
this
a higher
opens the door.
budget from like an actual studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully this
Yeah.
opens the door.
Because
for him.
if this is how well he can do without that,
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
geez, I
Yeah.
can't even imagine.
So part of it that he kind of cleared up online was there's a moment where the actress who's playing Jess, she has some sort of evidence, right? We don't ever
Yeah.
actually see what it is, I don't think. But she has something that's hidden that Billy and Agnes are looking for to be able to, you know, so that they're not going to get charged with anything.
Mhm.
And what she says on the phone with him is, I know what you did, and I know about the the little girl, and I know about the police, and I know about, she mentions little things, and
Mhm.
so Dave said online that what she's talking about is, or I know what you did that night too.
Mm.
So what she's talking about is that girl who was killed in the park,
Oh yeah,
in the original. That was
yeah.
just kind of a
It was just
thrown
random,
out
like
there thing, like,
yeah.
oh, there was this girl killed in the park, but it distracted the police
Mhm.
to be like, distracted with that, so then
Yeah.
Billy could
Go
get
to
to
the
Jess
fraternity
at the
Mhm.
fraternity home
or
or
sorority.
sorority home.
So yeah.
And so I think he said like the plan, I don't remember how she says it in chapter 2, but was that Agnes kind of did that crime while Billy was trying to execute
Mhm.
his crime, his murder with Jess. So
Mhm.
that's what she's referring to on the phone.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And for whatever reason, whatever evidence there is, that is going to point to those two, that plan that they had.
That would have evidence because you have from 50 years.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
She's had it in her house
Yeah.
for all this
Yeah, she
time.
was,
And
like,
that's why I thought
hiding
there
it.
was something about they were getting rid of the house or something, and that's why
Mhm.
she needed to make sure,
Mhm.
like, and that's why they were going to stop her. Then I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know, but yeah, enjoyable. We've got the Blu-ray coming, so add it to the
yes.
collection. I'm really curious to see how they put the two chapters together
Yeah.
and how well they go together with Black Christmas from 1974, I believe.
Or, yeah.
To kind of watch them both and see
Yeah.
if they
Mhm.
fit well as a film and a sequel.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Well, nice job, Dave. We'll have you back on the show soon.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's it for this one.
All right. We didn't ever say that this was a spoiler
I'll put
episode.
spoilers in the title.
So, okay. Okay. So, this has been Scare Talk.
Sleep tight.
Don't let Billy bite.
Or
You could have said Agnes.
Yeah.